Hi everybody, this is Raunwynn from SRK, and this is my first to 10 contest with RobgVa703's Seth. I actually don't know where I met RobG. He sent me a request for matches earlier in the day, and I just accepted it and started playing with him, but he wasn't on my friends list. And Seth was beating me up, so I was like, "Wow, that's lucky that I found or a Seth player found me." Seth is a really kooky fight because Seth has basically everything. He can DP, he can 360, he can teleport, he can do pretty much every move in the game. So it's hard to gauge what the other player is going to do in tight spots. You don't really know what he's going to do unless he's being predictable. Because of Gouken's high damage and stun, and Seth's low health and low resilience to stun, you only have to hit him a couple of times. So, just looking for those openings is your whole game.
It all comes down to this. Fight!
Here I do a high fireball and then a random demon flip and manage to get the combo. It's not always going to work, but doing random demon flips now and then is basically threatening half of Seth's bar. So I think a bit of random demon flipping is pretty good in this fight. I don't think Seth has any big high damage combos that he can do to you when you jump in with demon flip. So you're risking probably a quarter of your bar, maybe a fifth of your bar every time you do a random demon flip.
Who will come out on top? Fight!
Against Seth, here he jump kicks me, and then I finally get the counter. Pretty much every time he goes airborne, I want to do a high counter. He can take advantage of that and fake me out, but man, a counter is a big chunk of his health. So and his jump ins are pretty vicious. So I would rather my opponent be trained to jumping in empty and taking throws than hitting me with aerial attacks all the time. Your Kongoshin is also very good against his arms, so I'm going to try and catch arms quite often with it over the course of this match. Here, random demon flip meets evil reset. Now, Rob does this a lot. He hits me with the lightning legs. Here comes a sonic boom teleport. That is hard to block because you have to be blocking appropriate to where Seth is, not where the sonic boom is. So for the first few games, I was trying to block that sonic boom because I figured just countering it all the time, he would start reading me and taking advantage of me. But I couldn't block it. I mean, he was squirreling me out with that setup over and over again. So later on in the match, I just countered every time I could. I miss it quite a bit. Now, one of the reasons it's so hard to counter is because Seth actually changes sides. Like, as soon as you see his teleport, he's already changed sides. So if you're doing your move appropriate to where he was before he teleported, a lot of times you'll get whatever the opposite direction move is. So a lot of times I'll get EX counter in this fight when Seth is switching sides on me instead of EX demon flip. So not only is it hard to block, but it is also hard to counter. Here I'm going to go for the random demon flip and just take the sweep, because all I wanted was the chip. If you're looking for chip damage from demon flip, then the quickest option is the sweep. The dive kick will pause for a moment and they might be able to get out of it or hit you. here I get the dreaded neutral jump fierce into EX palm combo, and I go for the sweep, because normally I'd try a cross-up demon flip afterwards, so of course it's stunned with the sweep. But something I noticed, I think it was right there I started thinking about it. I was like, it's probably better to just end with the palm all the time on Seth, because the palm does 200 stun, the sweep does 100 stun. Seth is like almost always near stun when you're comboing him with Guggen. So unless you're counting your stun and you're really good at demon flip cross up against tall characters, then it's probably best just to end with medium punch palm every time against Seth. I hate this stuff. I can't stand moves that get countered but don't get countered. Here's a good example of high countering the long arms. Sometimes he can do it in a way where the arms don't get countered, but most of the time they do. High counter in general is very good against Seth, as long as he's in the air. Something that I noticed against Rob is that Rob likes to hit crouching light kick to go into his bread and butter combo with Seth. So when he's on the ground and close to me, it seemed like high counter failed against him a lot, and I would get hit in the feet. Here I'm in a real spin kicky mood, and I jump up and finish the round with aerial Tatsu. Aerial Tatsu in general it's okay against Seth. You know, he's one of those characters that spends a lot of time in the air, and usually aerial Tatsu is good against those guys. Random high fireballs are pretty good against Seth too, because his jump ins are so good. I mean, he gets jumping like that. He gets jumping combos on you from across the screen. So random high fireballs are pretty good in this too. When Seth gets his tic-tac-toe combo on me like that, and there's a reset threat right after it, usually what I do is go for EX Demon Flip when I'm coming down. If I do it correctly, I'll get the flip, and then I can deal with whatever happens after the flip goes up. If I do it incorrectly, then I'm going to get EX counter, and that's a good chance of hitting what he's going to do on reset as well. So going for EX Demon Flip when he's toe tapping you is a pretty good idea. Here I get forward throw and go for the Demon Flip cross-up setup and get a baited uppercut. If he tries to uppercut when he gets up, that's one of the things that Demon Flip cross-up is good at. But Seth is tall, and so it's hard to get a good cross-up on him, because tall characters, if you hit them high, then you can't go into crouching fierce for the combo. You have to hit them with jab punches, just like Zangief and Sagat. The other thing is, it's hard to cross them up properly. You can cross them up, but a lot of times it seems like it's the forward hit and then the fake cross up where Guggen kind of teleports behind them. So if you do go for a cross-up demon flip against Seth after forward throw or sweep or ultra or whatever, it's probably best just to go into jab punches after that.